Hi, it's Dr. Brian Heaberlin here with Lexington ENT and Allergy, and I want to talk about pollen. So we all hear about pollen and what the pollen counts are like and different things like tree pollen and things. But a lot of people don't really know what we're talking about or how those things should affect us. So what pollen is the way that plants reproduce. So trees, grasses, weeds all make pollen that floats through the air, and then it can transfer that genetic material and essentially breed to form other new trees and new grasses and new weeds. So the pollen floats through the air, and that pollen is breathed into our nose and into our lungs, and it creates a problem in people that are sensitive to that pollen. Now, the pollen itself really doesn't cause a problem, but where the problem develops is our immune system mistakes that pollen for some type of germ. So it thinks it's a virus or a bacteria because of the way the cellular markers are, or the way the markers are on that pollen. Your body's immune system thinks it's something that it needs to attack. And when it does so, it releases other chemicals like histamine and leukotrienes and interleukins and all these other complicated inflammatory cells that leads to an immune inflammatory reaction. And so what we really need to do is try to make our body's immune system no longer inadvertently attack these pollens, because the pollens themselves really aren't a problem. It's the way our body responds to that. Now, in the early spring, we usually see the tree pollens be the highest. And then a little bit later in the spring, we see the grass pollens hit. Later towards the fall, we see more of the weed pollens like ragweed and goldenrod, those kind of things hit. There are perennial allergies, meaning things that are always in the air or we always have problems with all year round, such as dust mites or mold pollen or pet dander that can cause problems. But the pollen specifically, like I said, tree pollen hits early. In South Carolina, we have grass pollen hit nearly just a few weeks after the tree pollen hits. So we definitely have a lot of overlap where tree pollen's high and grass pollens are high. Now, we all see that pine pollen that is on the cars. That's the green-yellow stuff that is very visible. That pollen is actually large enough in its molecular size that it really doesn't interact with our immune system that bad. So most people aren't truly allergic to the yellow-green stuff. They're allergic to the other finer pollens that we're breathing in, not the stuff that's heavy enough to settle on our vehicles or on our furniture. So, but they happen at the same time. So, I mean, it basically is, you're allergic when you see that stuff that's out there. The grass pollens will hit a little bit later, and we're definitely it's May here, and we're definitely in the grass season now. And so those things will last in South Carolina, long grass season. And we also have all kinds of different grasses. We have the Bermuda style grasses, and you have more of the northern style grasses as well that grow in this area. So you get kind of a broad range of grasses and can cause a lot of problems. And then, we're going to, like I said, have the ragweed, the hay fever is usually what people describe more with ragweed or other weed pollens that hit a little later on in the year, more like August-ish or so. So if you have problems with allergies, we like to treat those with antihistamines, nasal steroid sprays, maybe leukotriene inhibitors like Singulair. But many times that's not enough. People have often tried those things and not gotten adequate improvement. That's where really allergy testing and immunotherapy can kick in. So if we test someone and we find them to be allergic to a lot of things and they're causing sufficient symptoms, then immunotherapy basically tries to teach our body's immune system to no longer have that strong reaction towards the things that we're breathing in. So we're teaching the body to ignore, or trying to teach the body to ignore or partially ignore those allergic things. And I've been shocked to see how well people do with immunotherapy. It really can be life-changing for people that have substantial allergies. Now, it doesn't work for everybody, as does no therapy, but immunotherapy can be a huge addition to people's allergy management if they're having a lot of problems. So I hope that helps clear up a few things. We're happy to help evaluate people here at Lexington ENT and Allergy, figure out what you truly are allergic to so we can tailor allergy management to that person's specific allergies. Thank you.